Good evening, fellow students, faculty, friends, and family members. It is an honor to stand before you today. In 1955, a young senator named John F. Kennedy made the observation that in addition to a courage by which men died, there was also a courage by which men must live. Now, we may all have different ideas as to how courage is demonstrated from day to day, but still, that statement is as true now as it was 6 decades ago. We must live each day with unbreakable character, humility, and an unwavering dedication to the greater good, because if we did, the possibilities would be endless. No, living a life of perfection is not possible, but decades from now, once we're gone from this earth, we will not be remembered by the amount of money in our bank accounts, or how big our house was, or whether or not we fit into the latest trend. We will, no matter the context, be remembered by whether or not we demonstrated a courage that becomes more and more necessary with every day. We will be remembered by our willingness to end the wrongs we see in the world, whether we walked on by. We will be remembered by who we helped or who we ignored, and who we disregarded as inferior and who we loved. We all have a responsibility to ourselves and to each other to live our lives in courage, and we must have the audacity to accept that responsibility. As small children, we were told to treat each other as we ourselves would like to be treated. It seems simple, yes, but still that lesson never ceases to escape us. We must recall that lesson and possess the nerve to love our neighbor, no matter how different. There is always, always, always more to a person than what we choose to see. Once we realize that no color, style, or social class is as important as the individual inside, we will change everything. No matter who you think a person is, what you think they do, or how you think they live their life, love them. Nothing separates us from those around the world but our own prejudice and hate. Our own self-conceived misapprehensions are the only barriers that separate us, because we are all truly more alike than we are different. We must have the courage to see past all the hate that permeates this world through simply showing our fellow men that we care. Regrettably, it's often articulated that we are nothing more than a generation full of lethargic hoodlums with nothing better to do than to text each other the latest gossip. Because of this stereotype, many even fear for the future. However, those who have classified us have failed in communicating the bare truth about our generation. We are a generation of overwhelming charity and compassion. We are also a generation more accepting than ever of those of different race, gender, or ethnicity. We are also a generation that faces incredible challenges, and it will be our job to ensure that Michigan can once again live in prosperity. It's a hefty challenge, but one that we all must overcome. As Ms. Harris says, if not you all, then who? If not you and I, our generation, then who will lift this world up again? We can, but only if we identify the need and dream the solution. We must dare to dream. We must dare to dream all day, every day, until we reach our aspirations. Because no matter what the cynics of this world will tell you, we all have the opportunity to change the world. Find what you love and go for it, for nothing of substance has ever occurred without first a dream. Live the life you have always envisioned for yourself. Sitting in this auditorium may be a person who helps cure cancer or an award-winning novelist. But we will never know unless we try and realize that only with hard work will we accomplish anything of value, because without hard work, a dream falls with its owner. It is time that we all believe in the supposedly impossible again. It is time to believe in yourself, the kindness present in your heart, and to believe in those around you. We have all been given the opportunity to receive an education, and now it is our job to internalize all that we have learned for the advancement of man. We must recognize that once we leave the school, we face the troubles of the real world. The world is a scary place, yes, but it's also a beautiful place. A place full of people willing to sacrifice their time and often monetary wealth to transform the frightening parts of the world into remarkable places of prosperity. As we leave, we face a world that has consumed millions into war, illiteracy, poverty, and ignorance. This is perhaps for many an easy problem to ignore, but I am optimistic. I look at the faces in front of me today, and I see people truly willing to do what is right. No, not all of us will have infinite wealth, but each and every one of us can do something to make this world a better place to live for the generations to come. It is our duty as members of the human race and our duty as Americans. And no matter how each of us chooses to improve this world, we have a responsibility to bring about a brighter future for all those on this earth. We have a responsibility to ourselves and to our enemies. The history of the past decade shows us that we are living through troubling times. We, the class of 2010, are part of a generation that has seen astronomical changes. We can only guess what the years ahead will bring, but I can assure you that with the total acceptance of reality and with the will to change its atrocities, we can change this world. We must have the courage to accept the responsibilities that now face us as we enter a world that truly depends upon our success. So, have the courage to strive for greatness. From now on, dare to be different. Declare to yourself the person you hope to be, and have the courage to become that person. Congratulations, class of 2010. You've now